In today's video, we're going to be opening up a $104 mystery box from Premier Yarns to see if we got a great deal or if we got ripped off. As a kid, I always loved opening mystery bags. I love the thrill of not knowing exactly what's inside, and I still love that feeling. So imagine my surprise when I was yarn shopping on Premier's website and I noticed that they had a mystery box. Not just any mystery box though, a 19.75 pound mystery box. So here she is. I can't even lift it. Here's our box. She's a bit of a behemoth, and we're gonna open her up and see if it was worth it. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually seen this mystery box on Premier's website. It's kind of hidden. You have to navigate to it through the sale section, and then you click on bag deals. And then when you scroll down to the bottom, you will see an amigurumi chenille 19.75 pound box variety pack with 2 reviews at 3.5 stars. One person rated it 5 stars, the other rated it 2. So this is really anybody's guess what this box is gonna look like, but I did end up paying $104 for this box, and I went with the assorted box brights pack. In here, there's supposed to be 36 skeins of number 6 super bulky weight amigurumi chenille yarn. I did do the quick math on that. It comes out to about $2.80 per skein. The risk here is that this is a final sale package. It is non-refundable. The other variable here also is that these are factory ends, and I don't completely know what that means if I'm being honest. Enough talking though, let's jump into opening this box because I've been so excited to do this with you guys. Here's the box. We got it ready, let's open this baby up. Okay, so far it's looking pretty promising. Here's what we've got. It's actually not looking too bad. This actually looks like really nice quality yarn. This is quite a task. Okay, I think this is probably good though. So, to start off, we've got 3 skeins of this gray yarn, and this is not, I don't think this is Premier Parfait Chunky. Let's have a look though. Let's see what it feels like. Ooh. Okay, so it kind of reminds me of Sweet Snuggles Light. For those of you who have worked with that from Michaels, this is what the color looks like. It's this pretty gray color. I mean, first impressions, I will say, okay, first of all, the box situation is not working for me. Let me move it. Moon, please don't go in there. My first impression is that this skein of yarn is huge for less than $3. So here's a skein of Premier Parfait Chunky, standard size. And this is like in between Parfait Chunky and Bernat Blanket yarn. It's a pretty big skein for less than $3. And so I really like this gray color a lot actually. The quality does not feel off or anything. It feels like pretty solid yarn. So I'm happy with the start we're off to. Let's hope that it continues this way. Like I said, we got 3 of those. Oh my gosh. So there's 6 of these white skeins, it looks like. Let's just feel what the quality of this one feels like. Okay, yeah, it feels nice. Like I said, it's a lot softer than even Parfait Chunky. There's a little bit more structure in Premier Parfait Chunky. Okay, we've got 3 of these. Oh no, oh my gosh, what? Okay. So, ooh, the quality of this one does seem a little interesting. It's this beautiful blue color though. So we've got another 3 skeins of the blue. What am I gonna do with all this yarn? So, got 6 skeins of blue here. It's a little anticlimactic, I'll be honest. I think I was hoping like for more variety in the yarn types, the colors. I thought that I would have maybe like 1 or 2 of the same colors, but I'm getting so many of the same ones. It really feels like this is a way for them to clean out their inventory and make room for new stuff, which is amazing for a deal. Not if you're looking for variety though. We also have 6 skeins of this mint green. Again, another gorgeous color. It's a little bit darker than a mint green. What color would you guys call this? I wouldn't say seafoam green? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. There's no labels, so we're just naming colors ourselves here. Jeez Louise. I got 6 of these hot pink skeins of yarn. I will say that the colors are very, very vibrant and it's really soft, which the 1 out of 2 reviews did say the yarn was softer than any yarn that they've gotten from Premier. So I'm really curious as to which line of yarn this is. Because it almost feels like a mix between Premier Parfait chunky yarn and then like a velvet yarn is the best way that I can describe this. Oh, look what else came in the package. Oh, it came with a little cap. No, it didn't. That was a lie. 3 more of these gray color, which we already have. We got 6 purples. So they're this beautiful, like, light purple color. I love this color, actually. I will definitely use this. This is how all the yarn looks laid out on my living room floor. Like I've said throughout the video, I guess I'm a little surprised of how many multiples of the same color I got. I don't feel like that's typical. Well, I guess that's the whole point of a mystery box. You really don't know what you're going to get until you get it. I feel like for $104, this is a pretty good deal, especially if I were to use all of this up for a market and made repeatable patterns, repeatable plushies, and I wanted to have a lot of the same thing. This seems like an amazing deal. Actually, instead of doing a swatch, let's work up a project. I'm gonna do some brainstorming and think about what project I wanna work up in these colors, and then we will work on that together before I give this whole thing my stamp of approval or not. But those are my initial thoughts on this yarn and this package. I filled up this wagon to get the yarn out of the closet and down to storage, and I wanted to show you how ridiculous this is. There is so much yarn. Too much yarn. Let me show you. So this is the wagon filled with all 20 pounds of the yarn. I just wanted to show you for sheer size comparison how much yarn I got in my mystery box. Okay, I have started working on a pattern since I last checked in. I ended up deciding to go with the Crochet Chubby Dino pattern by Studio Phoebe 22. I purchased it on Etsy, so I opted to use the blue yarn for my first project. Although I do think I said that the quality of this one felt a little questionable in comparison to the others, so we are going to use some of the other colors still to see if there's any difference. And then I went in with a 7mm crochet hook. I did want this to be a bit chunkier, but now I am feeling like that was a mistake because I'm almost seeing like little holes in my work, and so it's telling me that the hook is too big. I probably should have gone with my tried and true 6.5 as I do with Bernat Blanket, because this is actually probably around the same weight, maybe a little bit smaller even than Bernat Blanket. So, thoughts on the yarn initially. I can't stand it. I don't like it so far. It's very, very squeaky, and it's just not fun to crochet with, and I'm also not loving how uneven my tension is coming across. There's just some loops that are really loose because the yarn is so grippy and it's grabbing onto my hook. Let me just show you how squeaky this yarn is. You hear that? I don't like that. I don't like it. Don't like it. Hi, I am back and I have finished my project here. And I just want to take a moment to appreciate how cute this pattern actually came out. I love the way that this turned out. I am definitely going to be adding this pattern to my rotation. Studio Phoebe 22, who's the creator of this pattern, also has a free version for a miniature one on her Instagram, so I'm gonna give that one a shot as well. I think that would make for good market prep. Potentially there was a little bit of sewing involved, but let's talk about the yarn from the mystery box though, because that's really what the purpose was of making this guy. The yarn from the mystery box, I didn't love. I think, like I said, using the blue was the worst choice because it, I think, was the squeakiest yarn out of all of them. When I worked on these other details, like the white for the chest piece and then the spikes in the green, I did not feel as much friction with the hook and my yarn. The blue was so squeaky and rough and just not fun to crochet with. Also, just looking at the finished project, I mean, my tension is looking a little bit all over the place. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not my proudest work. And I think that the hook size that I used was just a smidge too big. Next time I would use either the yarn under method, which I do want to experiment with this yarn to see if it's a little bit less difficult to crochet with, or I would go down a hook size. Each skein, as a reminder, cost me $2.80. So I did not even use a full skein to make this dinosaur. And I think I would probably end up selling it for about like $35 at least. So I feel like that's a pretty good ROI if that's what we're looking at. I had really hoped from this mystery box that I was going to get a fun variety of yarns to test with you guys and that we could see different colors, maybe different fiber types, but I knew they were going to be chenille, but maybe different types of chenille. But that didn't happen. We got a whole buttload of the same exact yarn in the same color. So I don't think I'll be buying any of these colors at any point soon in the future. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make use out of all of this yarn. It will be interesting to see how many market prep items I can make out of it. And I think if I can do that, then it will at least have been somewhat worth it. I do wish that Premier would have been a little bit more specific in the description about how many of each color you might get. Still would have been a mystery. I know it's a mystery box and that's the whole point, but I think that would have helped me make a better educated decision. And also the fact that it's final sale, I think that it would be a good piece of information to provide. I don't think I would repurchase, I know I wouldn't repurchase the box. I would just use that $100 towards Premier Parfait Chunky, which is my favorite yarn, and choose exactly what colors it is that I wanted to work with. So that's gonna wrap up the video for today. I really hope that you enjoyed opening up this mystery box with me from Premier to see if what was inside was worth the money or not. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I will be back in the future with some crochet related content very soon. Thank you, bye.